Yeah, really excited, really thankful that we've had such good support from MSB and the GNAC and helping us, kind of be able to come back and play. For me, I wasn't expecting to obviously be back this year at all, so I think what we're going to do is just try to make the most out of every situation, just have a good attitude and make sure that we're having fun above all else, because it can be really easy to get this season taken away in a heartbeat, and so enjoy every minute you're out there. That's really all I can say.
And that's something you experienced. You had 2 seasons taken away, last spring and then again this fall. It's such a tough situation. How did you kind of cope with that, get through that, especially being a senior leader on this team?
The fall was actually probably harder for me. The spring was very tough when we lost that last year, but then we got the news that immediately, you get your granted eligibility back, and but having the fall canceled, it was a pretty big punch, because I was really looking forward to getting back in the tournament mode, and it's been a long time since any of us have played any competition. As a senior, a leader, it's really hard to find spots, especially if one of us got sick or had to quarantine and everything. You'd miss time, and it was really challenging. But we just tried to take everything day by day, and if you can play, go out there and play and have fun, and try to show some of the guys how to approach the game if I can. But overall, it's been tough. But I think that once we get kind of in tournament mode, it's going to be a lot easier for them to see what's expected of them, the younger kids.
You were able to do a couple events over the summer, and an impressive summer from you. You actually won the Barnett Memorial. Talk about that tournament, what it was like getting that competition and getting able to play some events in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, the summer didn't change too much based on what tournaments I usually play. So that was, another great thing is that golf is a very easily social distance sport. So very happy about that. But the tournament I won, I played a ton over those couple months leading up to it. There's nothing else to do, and I was very prepared, and I loved that course in Missoula, and I don't know, it kind of just all came together. There wasn't really a specific reason, I think, that I won. I showed up, and it kind of seemed like it was just meant to be that tournament. So, but it was an amazing experience. I hope I can feel something like that again, hopefully soon. But for now, that was kind of another tournament, first tournament back, where everything was exciting and you're privileged to be there at all. So I'm hoping that kind of same attitude that we're going to have this spring, maybe that can translate into some really good tournaments for us again.
What do you expect to see from the team? Obviously, it's sort of hard to gauge where you'll be at competitively in those first tournaments, but where do you expect the guys to be this first tournament and kind of throughout the spring? What are your hopes?
I don't think there's a reason we can't be successful. I think if we tell ourselves that, we have some bad weather, that's just excuses, and that just enables us to play worse golf. We got a lot of work done, whether it's hitting indoors or just working on our mental approach to the game. There isn't a reason that we can't succeed, and if we think that there is a reason that we can't succeed, then we've already lost. And so I just want everyone's mindset to expect a lot of themselves, but to mostly just have fun out there, because it's easy when you can have fun when you're not playing great. It's really, really easy to have fun when you are playing great, and so I think the best way we do that is just to have a really good attitude, and that translates into success on the course as well.
We're very excited about it. It's been a long time. We've had a lot of time to prepare and practice, and fortunately we've had a lot of good weather with the fall, with this early winter. So we're really excited to get going again. Yeah, it's been almost a year.
Talk about just how the men have sort of tried to stay engaged. I know you guys have had a lot of inter-team competitions to try and simulate, a competitive edge. It's one thing to be out practicing, but you really don't get the tournament feel unless you have that competition. What are some things you guys have done to try and simulate that?
Yeah, our guys are a very, very competitive group in a great way. It's very healthy, competitive, very good culture that we've created there with 10 guys. They played in the summer, played every tournament that they could, state AMs, any amateur stuff. Played in a lot of pro-ams with me in the fall and in the summer as well. And then throughout the fall season, without an actual competitive season, we created the most competition that we could. We did a match play bracket. We would just qualify just at random, and they just have played a ton of golf. That's what it's essentially come down to, is just playing a lot of golf. And in fact, that match play bracket went over into the winter months, and it actually didn't finish up until January. So yeah, we've got a great group that doesn't need a lot of motivation to get out there and play. They all love the game, and they're very hungry to get better.
Talk about the leadership a little bit. It kind of starts at the top. Garrett Woodin being kind of the eldest on the team. He had a big tournament win earlier last summer, and really, is kind of your top player coming back.
Yeah, it is nice to have Garrett's experience back. He's really established himself as a leader, off the golf course with the mental game. He's a great, very smart, cerebral player, and has really, really turned himself into just a day in and day out consistent player. And then, with him being a fifth-year player with his extra year, right behind him we've got, four guys that have 4 years of experience. So we've got a lot of experience, but at the same time still have quite a bit of youth. It's a nice little mixture.
What are your thoughts, expectations going into this first tournament? Obviously, you've done a lot to prepare. You've been able to practice. You've had good fortune with the weather up until the last couple of weeks, so you've been able to be outside for a good portion of the winter months. But, nothing can, take the place of a tournament. What are your thoughts heading into this first one?
I feel really good about it. Like I said, our group that is qualified to play in this one, they're very experienced. They've got a lot of tournament golf under their belt. They know how to get ready. Like you said, we've spent a lot of time when the weather was good. We spent a lot of time outside, and then we've been preparing really well in our indoor facility downstairs. So I'm very optimistic, and I feel really good, better than I ever have actually, about coming out of winter and going into the spring. And I know that our players share that same feeling. They know how to go about their business in preparing. Once we get there during the practice round and everything, they do their research ahead of time, online. So it's all about just preparing for the golf course, and they're very good about that. And yeah, I'm very optimistic.